Hey guys, today I have a Q&A video for you. These questions come from some other YouTube moms from a Facebook group that we are all in. I'm going to talk about pregnancy, childbirth, the next baby, what being a new mom's like, all of that stuff. So let's jump right into it. Okay, Sierra Netherly from the Smart Fam says, is your baby a good sleeper? What's your opinion on co-sleeping? If you do co-sleep, how is it working out for you? So my baby is not a great sleeper, and she has never been. It was pretty terrible for a while, and it's getting better. She is 4 months now, and she is down to usually only up twice a night. She usually goes down around 8, and then is maybe up at around midnight and 4, and then up at 7 for the day. And then she does nap a couple times during the day. But let me tell you, her first 8 weeks of life were pretty terrible. I mean, we were up at least 6 times a night in the middle of the night. She just did not sleep well. And then she would only nap like 20 minutes at a time, and that was while she was being held. And I remember just feeling so tired. I felt sick. Like, that exhaustion is just unreal. It did get a little better, I would say, around 8 weeks. She started kind of napping better, and then maybe sleeping a little better at night, giving us some 3 or 4 hour stretches occasionally. And then around 12 weeks, I noticed a bigger difference. I know some babies at 4 months old are sleeping through the night, and some babies at 4 months old aren't, and it's okay. I'm grateful that it's gotten better. 2 times a night I feel like it's manageable. I pretty much just go to bed when she does, because you mamas know when they're up in the middle of the night, you're up at least 30 minutes. I mean, you're nursing, you change them, you maybe rock them back to sleep, and it's like at least half an hour. So that's like an hour or more if she's up more throughout the night that I'm just up and about. So I go down with her around 8. And I mean, I don't get a lot of time with my husband. He would love if we could just like cuddle and watch a movie or watch a TV show or just talk, you know, at night. But I mean, we'll get there. When she starts sleeping longer stretches or even sleeping through the night, I'll probably stay up a little past 8, but for now, I mean, I just have the same bedtime as my 4-month-old, and it's okay. As for co-sleeping, Kyle and I, neither of us ever felt comfortable with it. We are both rough sleepers, and by rough sleepers, I mean we will accidentally like elbow, punch, kick each other in the face in the middle of the night. So it just wouldn't be safe for us. And I mean, it seemed like an easy solution because she's so much more settled when she's on top of me. Especially during those newborn weeks, but I mean, I was just too scared. He was too scared. It just never felt right and safe. So instead, we just like didn't sleep. None of us, not even the baby, really, until she was like 8 weeks old. April Nicole Escobar from channel April Escobar says, "Hi Madison, congratulations on your little one. How do you stay motivated to keep your channel going with a new baby?" Thank you, April. And as for my channel, I have had this channel for a couple years. It's always just been kind of a fun creative outlet. I really enjoy video production. It's been a little all over the place. I did like how-to videos or just some vlogs, but when I got pregnant, I really knew I wanted this to be a mommy channel, to kind of transform it into a mommy channel and just kind of document this all. And I think I'm motivated just because I find it fun. It's a really fun creative outlet. It actually doesn't take me a lot of time, especially the vlogs, because I'm kind of just vlogging stuff that I was doing anyway. And then I already knew how to edit, so editing doesn't take me a while, and especially vlog editing. Vlog editing is so simple and people like that. I like watching simply edited vlogs, so that's how I edit my videos. So yeah, it really doesn't take me a lot of time and I really enjoy it. So that's kind of how I stay motivated. Jessica Bracy Fief from The Fief Life says, "What's one piece of motherhood advice that you learned that you would give to an expectant mother?" I think I would tell them to take care of themselves. Man, those newborn weeks were so hard. And I remember just going a lot of the day without eating anything because every time I put the baby down, she would wake up and cry. Or just like holding it when I had to go potty because I just didn't know, you know, what to do. Like if I put her down, she would cry. So like I was hoping my bladder just wouldn't explode. And, you know, honestly, like you can put the baby down in a safe place, put them down in their crib, you know, safely, no blankets around, everything you guys know. And, you know, make yourself a peanut butter sandwich. go potty if you have to go potty. If they cry for 3 minutes, for 5 minutes, like, they're gonna be okay. You also need to take care of yourself and your body so that you can take care of your baby. And especially if you're breastfeeding, you need to be drinking water and eating something. So you also need to be nourishing your body so you can nourish your baby, you know? So I think that would be my advice. Take care of yourself, and also don't be afraid to ask for help. I know for me, the exhaustion was unreal. So sometimes my mom would just hold her or come over and just watch her while I would take a nap. And I mean, obviously I was breastfeeding, so I had to be up every 2 or 3 hours, but even just like a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day without the baby, it was glorious. And like, without the baby is key, because man, when they're in your room, I don't know how you sleep. Like, newborns, or my newborn anyway, was just like a crazy chatty sleeper. So if she was sleeping, she was like all night. It was crazy. We actually ended up moving her across the hall to the nursery at 4 weeks because of that, because I mean, we weren't getting any sleep at all. Simone Clement from channel Mommy in Spain says, what is the biggest thing you struggled with postpartum? The lack of sleep was hard, like I talked about, and then also I had a lot of pain postpartum, which I know everyone has some pain, but I had an episiotomy and a ton of stitches. Like, I did look down there after 2 weeks, and I should not have. Don't look, ladies. It was a mangled mess. And yeah, it was just a lot of pain, probably until like week 3. Dermablast rocks. I hear Kyle singing to the baby. He has her upstairs. That's really funny. Yanli Cuvis from channel Nelly Cuvis says, what memories do you look forward to in your motherhood journey? I think I look forward to just doing little girly things with Reese, maybe watching princess movies, getting dressed up, playing dress up. She's already kind of my little doll. I love putting little outfits and bows on her. So yeah, having a girl is so much fun. Lori Templeton from channel Lori So Real says, congratulations on your beautiful babe. Would you ever consider a home birth? Why or why not? Thank you, Lori. And I don't think a home birth is for me. I mean, I just like the idea of having trained doctors and nurses there to take care of me if something goes wrong, having an ICU and a NICU there if something goes wrong, being able to just get rolled into a C-section if something goes wrong, having monitors on the baby constantly, because I just feel like things can go wrong so suddenly, and I just wouldn't want the baby's life or my life to be at risk and not be in a hospital setting. So it wasn't something I was comfortable with, but you know, if that's something you want and you feel good about, you go mama. Gigi Hatterson from channel The Hattersons says, do you plan to have more children? And if so, what do you think is a good age between siblings? I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I just think it depends on you and your family. For me and my family, I feel like I am going to need a little bit of a break before my next baby. I definitely want another one, maybe 2 more. We'll see how the next pregnancy goes. I had extreme morning sickness my entire pregnancy. And then I had a lot of postpartum pain, and my baby wasn't a great sleeper. And I just feel like my body maybe is a little shot and needs a break. So I'm thinking maybe a year or 2 of sleeping through the night, letting my body recover, my mind recover, because being sick that long in pregnancy, it was really hard even on my mind. And I mean, you start to really feel down just from feeling sick all the time. And the lack of sleep is hard on you too. So I don't know, I think maybe Reese will be around 3 when I want to have my next one. So start thinking about TTC when she's like 2.5. Yeah, we'll see though, but that's kind of the plan right now. And then after that, I don't know. We'll see how the next pregnancy goes before I even think about a 3rd, but I would think I'd need another break for sure. Cynthia Martinez from channel Cynthia Vlog says, congratulations to you and your partner. My question is, how does it feel to be a first-time mom? And is anyone giving you a lot of advices you didn't ask for yet? Being a first-time mom is crazy because your entire world is totally rocked. Like, it is crazy how, like, carefree, I guess, I was before Reese was born. I mean, I slept through the night. I could leave whenever I wanted to. If me and Kyle wanted to go out to eat, or if, you know, I wanted to run to the grocery store, like, nothing really took planning. But then I love my life now. I love being a mom. I love having a baby. it's just, everything is different. Like, I go to bed at 8 now. I don't really like leaving the house. That sounds terrible to say, but it just takes so much planning. And it's just, your whole world is rocked, honestly. Like, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I think that's the craziest thing about becoming a first-time mom. And then as for advices, getting advice from other people, or I feel like I enjoy getting advice from other people. I like to hear what they have to say. And I feel like with advice, you can take it or leave it. Like, if you agree with it and you think it's a great idea, then you can implement it. And if you don't think it's good advice, I try to be polite, but I just probably don't use it. I guess it is a little annoying if people are ever like, you're doing something wrong, this is the right way to do it, because I feel like in general that's not true. Like, every family and every baby and every mommy is different, and so what's right for one person, it might not be right for the next person. But in general, I appreciate hearing what did work for other people. And I mean, I give advice to other pregnant mamas who are sick and stuff, and I tell them what worked for me, and I totally understand that they might not use my advice, you know. I think in general, people are pretty well-meaning. Jan Goodlife says, did your birth go as expected? What did you do to prepare? My birth went okay. I did have some low blood pressure and had to get oxygen and eat Jell-O, which I thought you weren't supposed to eat, but my nurse had me eat Jell-O. And then at another time, my contractions were too close and the baby's heart rate started dropping, which was super scary. And so I had to have my water emergency broken and get internal monitors. My epidural didn't work well, but you know, it's okay. I got a beautiful baby out of it. It didn't go perfect. I was still able to have a vaginal birth, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's so funny. People are like, oh, you forget. And I remember like the day after I gave birth, somebody was like, oh, you'll forget. And I was like, no, I remember. It was yesterday and it was terrible. But now that it's been a couple of months, I will say I maybe forget a little bit. Like, I forget how terrible it was to have her stuck in my ring of fire for like ever, and like, I don't know, you forget some of the pain and some of the trauma, I guess. To prepare, we did do a childbirth class, and that was pretty helpful, I would say. So I would encourage you mamas to do that. It didn't prepare me for everything, because it was really funny at the end. They were like, you can stay if you plan to have a natural birth, but if you plan to get an epidural, you can leave, because they were gonna do some like breathing techniques and stuff for the pain. And I left because I was planning on having an epidural. And my epidural did not work well, and I probably really could have used some pain management techniques. And I was like Googling it while I was in labor, like how to breathe through the pain and stuff. And my nurses helped me, but in that case, I wasn't very prepared. Colleen Mason from channel Making Masons said, how was your hospital birth experience? I mean, I just told you guys what didn't go perfectly, but there were a lot of things that I think were really great. My nurses were great, especially, you know, when I was in a lot of pain and my epidural wasn't working. They definitely advocated for me, and they helped me with all the postpartum pain and discomforts. And then the doctors were great. I really appreciated them. You know, I just felt safer being in a hospital while I was giving birth, just because things weren't going perfectly, but I knew that if I needed a C-section, it was just down the hall, or if the baby had to go to the NICU or something, it was just down one floor. Like, in that sense, I really appreciated being in a hospital. Laura Brooks Thomas from channel Laura Thomas said, what is the most surprising thing about motherhood so far? I think how hard it is, especially at first. You know, I always babysat, I worked at daycares, I was a nanny. I had been around babies a lot, and but all those babies were like 3 months or above. I really hadn't been around newborns, and especially newborns who were kind of fussy and didn't sleep. And so I feel like I went into it kind of cocky, like, oh, I know babies, I've been around babies, it'll be fine. And then Reese humbled me. So I wasn't expecting how hard it would be, I think. Kristen Coninos from channel Listen Kristen said, what was the hardest adjustment as a first-time mom? I think the hardest adjustment was the exhaustion and lack of sleep. Before I gave birth, I wasn't getting good sleep because I was very pregnant and very uncomfortable. And then really until she was 8 weeks old, I was hardly sleeping at all, and just the toll on my body and the exhaustion was just really, really unreal. And I was really grateful for the help from like my mom and my husband. But I mean, especially when you breastfeed, they can only do so much. And I didn't pump at all the first month, which I still am grateful for because I was really worried about nipple confusion, and we didn't have any of that. But you know, it was hard. The exhaustion was hard. Sarah Morrison from channel Mrs. Morrison said, what scared you the most about labor? What scared you the most about being a mom? So what scared me the most about labor is, it's actually funny. I feel like I was not scared of labor at all. And I feel like a lot of pregnant women would say this, that they're just not scared about giving birth or about labor, which maybe it's something in our genetics or whatever. But yeah, I don't know why I wasn't scared. I kind of just thought I'd get an epidural and it'd be fine. And man, I should have been scared because that was, childbirth is no joke. I'll be definitely more scared the next baby after going through childbirth. Yeah. And then what scared me the most about being a first-time mom is just really wanting to do a good job. I obviously love my daughter so much, and I would never want to hurt her or do anything wrong. But obviously, I'm not perfect. I'm only human. So yeah, I think just wanting to be a good mom and to do a good job as her mom, that probably scares me the most. Okay, that was the last question. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I will link all of the mama's channels down in the description box below so you can check them out. Please be sure to follow me on social media so you can stay up to date on everything going on. And if you are new here, I would love if you subscribed to my channel and joined my YouTube fam. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.